Greetings and welcome to a special bonus episode of Pop Culture Beast's Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstad, and today we're going to talk about a classic monster movie that has come to be known as the original summer blockbuster.
It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
Jaws, 1975. This was the first film to cross the $100 million mark at the box office. And its success, along with the success of Star Wars 2 years later, changed the way studios released, marketed, and even produced their film slates. It would be difficult to overstate the impact that this movie had on contemporary cinema. Jaws was directed by a young Steven Spielberg, fresh off his theatrical film debut, The Sugarland Express. Based on the best-selling novel by Peter Benchley, the screenplay was credited to Benchley and Carl Gottlieb, with Howard Sackler contributing a number of uncredited drafts as well. Sackler and Gottlieb would later collaborate on Jaws 2. The story concerns the police chief of a small beach community who is forced to face his fear of the ocean when a 25-foot great white shark kills a number of people at the start of the busy summer tourist season. It stars Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Lorraine Gary, and Murray Hamilton. Jaws was famously plagued by production difficulties, in no small part due to the insistence by Spielberg that the film be shot in the ocean and not in a tank, using a full-sized mechanical shark and not a miniature. Call it inexperience, call it insanity, call it hubris or ignorance or bravery, but whatever you call it, the end result is an amazing film.
When he runs, you drop that rope or you'll lose your hands. I seen fingers torn out at the knuckles. Old Siemens Holmes full of them. Hey, boy, give it to me a minute.
The schedule originally called for some 55 or so shooting days, but the actual production lasted 7 months, with close to 160 shooting days. It's impressive that a film this good came from a production this troubled. Due to repeated breakdowns by the mechanical shark, the actual monster is rarely seen in the movie, and Spielberg relies on a number of inventive film tricks to deliver the scares.
Make him fast! We got another lion in him! I can't! He's trying to run! You gotta give it a ride!
The result is actually far scarier than it would have been if the shark had worked well enough to be shown throughout the film. Often, what we don't see is more terrifying than what we do.
It's out of the engine.
The iconic film score by composer John Williams is especially notable in this regard. While a number of false shark moments occur throughout the film, the famous shark score only occurs when the real great white is about to attack. The audience is thereby quickly conditioned into fear whenever the song is played. It's an effective device that works brilliantly.
Guys, it's hot! Michael's in the pond.
One of the most chilling and suspenseful moments in the entire film comes not from action, but rather through dialogue.
Jehovah, that's the USS Indianapolis.
You were on the Indianapolis?
What happened? Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief.
Spielberg himself cites this scene as his favorite in the movie, and I don't disagree. Howard Sackler originally conceived of the dialogue, but only devised it as a few lines. Spielberg saw it as a much longer speech, but Sackler disagreed, and he wouldn't write it. So Spielberg asked John Milius to take a stab at it instead. Milius delivered, but his take was too long, so Robert Shaw rewrote it even further, and the resulting scene is among the greatest monologues in all of cinema.
You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945.
Jaws is a masterpiece of the genre. Smart, terrifying, adventurous, and cinematic. It won 3 Academy Awards: Best Sound, Best Editing, and Best Music. And it was nominated for Best Picture.
It's really a miracle of evolution. All this machine does is swim and eat and make little sharks. And that's all. Now, why don't you take a long, close look at this sign? Those proportions are correct.
Jaws would go on to spawn 3 sequels, and it inspired countless imitators, including Great White, Tintorera, Piranha, Orca, and Tentacles, as well as Jaws on land movies like Dogs, Grizzly, and The Car. When genre filmmaker Roger Corman saw Jaws for the first time, he famously said something along the lines of, "I'm in trouble. Their big fish looks a lot better than my guy in a fish suit." But Jaws is more than just a big-budget Roger Corman movie. It's not just a really good monster movie. I'd go so far as to call it a near-perfect film.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
So if you're looking to watch a 10 this Halloween, my recommendation is Jaws. And if you've never seen it before, don't put it off any longer. It really is a must-see. Jaws has been released a number of times over the years on DVD and Blu-ray. I have both the 30th anniversary DVD, which comes with a 60-page photo book, and the 2012 Blu-ray with a new, exclusive, feature-length documentary. Both contain the 1995 fantastic documentary by Laurent Bouzereau. Thanks for watching this special bonus episode of Pop Culture Beast's Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstad. This has been the final episode of Season 3, and we hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe right here on the Pop Culture Beast YouTube channel for new content throughout the year, as well as to make sure that you catch the first episode of Season 4 next October. Thanks again for watching. Watch horror movies. I'll see you next time.